Sago, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Akwesasne Review, the community's first public affairs and current events news program. We will be discussing what happens in and around Akwesasne.
And we are your panel of hosts.
My name is Benjamin Hearn.
I'm Fallon Davis.
And I'm Ryan King.
And we're all members of the Akwesasne community.
So we know what's going on around here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our first topic of this evening is going to be Alcoa and the possible impacts of its closure that's having on Massena and our surrounding community.
I think it's a really good topic to discuss because Alcoa affects not only Akwesasne, but it affects Massena and all the surrounding little towns around it. It's one of the major businesses that employs over 500 people along with the casino. So in terms of it closing down, it has both economic impacts as well as social impacts for our area. So I'm excited they're extending it for 3.5 years, however, kind of concerned where it's going to go from here.
That would be my question, is what's going to happen after 3.5 years? There's the government coming in, helping out Alcoa and keeping the jobs open, which is awesome for the people that are actually employed in Alcoa. But what happens after those 3.5 years? Is there going to be another bailout? Are the government officials going to come in and say, hey, we'll extend you another 3.5 years? Is there just going to keep being extension after extension after extension? Or after 3.5 years, are they just going to say, well, we don't have the money to keep it open, we're closed again?
Maybe there's something like immediately in the meantime that they're going to consider keep on with their rallies that they're having. According to LaBeouf, president of Aluminum, Brick and Glass Workers International Union, he'd like to have rallies all over the United States of America. This is what he believes they need, and still believes the best hope for America lies in an organized labor movement, which is basically our economy.
And you know what? I heard the rally went very well over in Massena. And just so happens that Akwesasne TV was kind of on hand. And they actually have a program called Alcoa People Over Profits Rally. So again, to Fallon's point of trying to continue these rallies nationwide to raise the awareness of these small townships that are going to be affected heavily by the decisions of Alcoa. So we have some footage we can go to it now.
This was a very impressive event. If as you watch the speeches and you watch the hundreds of people here, they're all here for one reason, and it's solidarity. It's the unions coming together, it's families, it's the community. It's the Massena way, really, to support the people who were going to lose their jobs. We're very happy that many of those jobs were saved. They're so important to this community. Alcoa has been here for years. It is really not only the soul of Massena, but it's been an engine for jobs around the North Country region. We can't afford to lose Alcoa.
With that, we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll be right back with some more news and highlights.
Wideband Networks is now offering 80 channels of HD video services. Premier channels included in our lineup are Akwesasne TV, Showtime, ESPN, CTV, CBC, NBC, and HBO. Double play and triple play bundles available, including internet, voice, and video services. The Wideband office is located at the Akwesasne Business Center, 447 Frogtown Road, Suite 205. For additional information, please call 518-333-0231.
The Akwesasne UPS store is the place to go for all your professional and personal office needs. From large format printing, including blueprints, photos, and maps up to 42 inches wide. They offer engraving services for glasses, wood, and photos for weddings, anniversaries, and any other events. They also keep a full stock of office supplies and packing and shipping supplies. They also offer pack and ship services. Just bring your item that you want to ship and they'll pack it for you. The Akwesasne UPS store, located at 8 State Route 37, Suite number 6, 333-0426.
So we had some landmark news happen recently. We had the new Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, who has recently come into power, and he wants a renewed relationship with Indigenous and Aboriginal communities.
So the Liberal government has taken action to start fresh.
It's interesting news for a couple different reasons for me. One being that I'm from the stateside, but two, being an Aboriginal from the community of Akwesasne, I was interested to see how this is going to affect our community. And from what I've seen from Justin Trudeau, he seems like he's for the people. He's been monumental and benchmarked already some highlighted areas for the Aboriginal communities. He's made a little bit of a wave in Parliament in saying that he's going to dedicate money to the Aboriginal communities. And we want to see where it kind of goes from here. So what do you guys think about that? It's kind of good news, right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, he's put in allocated some money towards the missing and murdered Indigenous women. I had heard or actually seen that he was going to dedicate some money to education.
Well, it's been really good in a sense where he's making these really good and positive reactions towards our community. But again, because I'm from the state side, maybe you have a different perspective, Ryan, because you actually work down at Mohawk Council of Akwesasne. What's the feeling down there?
There was a large number of council members who were actually at the AFN where he addressed, which is the Assembly of First Nations, and he is actually the first ever in history elected official to come and address the AFN. And especially someone of his caliber, and to speak to how down to earth he is. I think we've all talked about, he's now a national figure. Yeah. Everybody all over the world kind of knows who he is. He's a good looking guy, so a lot of the, the Facebook memes and the internet memes you see, my prime minister looks like this, and it's a picture of him, and he kind of looks like a Disney prince. So, he's just one of those people that he's very approachable. He's very, like you said, about the people. The day after his election, he actually went and stood in a subway station and just shook hands with everybody.
I love that. He was taking selfies with everyone.
Yep, if people wanted to take a selfie, they took a selfie. He would take the phone and take it for you because, he's got those extra long arms, and I don't, but, he would take a picture with you. And, he's just actually, like I said, just one of those amazing figures that you just hear about now all the time, where before, people were just like, what's a prime minister?
Right. So how long do you think it's going to be before he starts implementing some of these ideas that he's brought forward? I've already heard that he's actually planning to meet with Aboriginal communities and individual families to discuss some of the issues that face them today. I mean, have you heard anything more on that?
Nothing yet. I know a lot of our council members did go up to the address, and they weren't able to actually speak to him one-on-one.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot of one-on-one time. He came in, he gave his address, and I think he stuck around for a little bit, and then he had to take off because he's new. So he's making his rounds, and he's got a lot of people that he's got to go out and meet. So it's not like he can just say, oh, let me stick around here for another couple days because the conference is 2 or 3 days. He's got a lot of people, and Canada is not a very small country. Right. He's one man and one person that's in charge of a very large nation.
To add to that, the new Prime Minister is going to use $40 million into the inquiry for missing and murdered Indigenous women.
And that is awesome, an awesome initiative. It's a long time coming. I know it's an issue that a lot of communities across Canada, and not only Canada, but across North America, are dealing with. It's something that has gone unanswered for a very, very long time. And the impact that money and that search is going to have on a lot of the families, because a lot of them have gone through a lot of time, energy, and they feel wasted. Right. That
there's going to be closure for them. There's going to be really closure for them. And when we talk about community of Akwesasne, once again, you have to remember our borders. I mean, we reside in the United States, we reside in Ontario, we reside in Quebec. And although this might be a national situation for Canada, it still affects us in some way. And that's why when you look at, this program, this walk, I mean, Fallon, maybe you can allude to it a little bit more, but I mean, we had something going on right here that was raising awareness for this.
Yeah, definitely. We had a Walking with Our Sisters event, which was, I think, 1,500 plus moccasins that were exhibited, the vamps for the moccasins, and the reason why they were vamps was because it was it was symbolic of the unfinished lives of all of these missing and murdered women. I, however, had to wait until the last day of the event only because I knew that it was going to be something heavy and emotional. I did get smudged down before I went in, and I spent about an hour and a half in there. And it was definitely emotional. I mean, the vamps were gorgeous. You can definitely tell that the families had put a lot of energy and love into everything that they had created in memory of these missing and murdered women. So you could definitely feel it in the air, but at the same time, it was almost like you were actually walking with these women, and you could feel their grief and their, their heaviness on them. So I shed a lot of tears for their families, and just to honor them and to actually just pay them some respect, their lives, their existence, and everything like that. So.
And rightfully so. Again, everybody knows somebody that's been impacted in some way or another from a missing or abused or exploited woman from the Aboriginal community. So again, our communities aren't that big. Everyone's connected somewhere. So it sounds like a really good initiative, and I'm glad that you were able to participate in it. And again, I think it's very positive to where we're going. So on behalf of Akwesasne, I think we can cordially welcome Justin Trudeau to as the new Prime Minister of Canada. So with that, we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll be right back with some more news and highlights.
The Akwesasne Cultural Center is a public library and museum that serves the people of Akwesasne, the surrounding communities, and the visiting public. The library services include free borrowing of books, DVDs, audiobooks, photocopying and faxing services, and a computer center with color printing and Wi-Fi access. The museum has self-guided tours with exhibits and cultural information and a gift shop. There is a small admission fee and is free to Native Americans. Please call in advance to schedule guided tours for visitors, school groups, and organizations. With school days upon us, make sure your child sees clearly with a visit to Mohawk Vision. Dr. Pike offers full eye exams, diabetic eye exams, and contact lens fittings. Choose from a wide variety of frames, including names like Juicy Couture, Ray-Bans, Kenneth Cole, and Oakley, or contact lenses, colored contact lenses, or sunglasses. They also do repairs and adjustments, and most insurances are accepted. Mohawk Vision, premium eye care of the North Country. State Route 37, call 518-358-6075.
Welcome back to the program. I hope everyone's enjoying their time. So what did you think about the earthquake here in Akwesasne?
I slept through it.
Okay, so I might not have
Honestly, I
slept through it.
slept through it.
However, it was probably the first earthquake that I've actually can legitimately say that I felt. I was just settling down to go to bed, and I thought a car might have hit my house. That's how kind of crazy it was. How you slept through it, I have no idea.
I took a sleeping pill. To be honest, I took something to help me sleep.
I was laying with my son, and I too thought something hit my house.
It was loud.
Until I noticed it wasn't stopping. So I just laid there, and then I started to notice that there was something rumbling under the ground, and it sounded like a thunderstorm. And because we live in such an area, you know, with piping and whatever, I imagined there was like Ninja Turtles.
Oh my God, Raphael, come into the trenches to take us out.
However, so we had an earthquake, and I would have never imagined. I was not prepared. The first thing I did in an event like this is I jumped on social media. I mean, probably we should have jumped in a
You
closet.
and me both.
Me too.
I'll tell you what, I mean, working with Akwesasne TV, I thought there was moments where I might want to take my camera outside and kind of report live from the situation. But I'll tell you this, I mean, within seconds of posting on Facebook, there was 30, 40 different feeds going into it saying, I felt it too. Where did you feel it? Where was the strongest point? So we had an earthquake. It was 3.6 on the Richter scale, and they traced it right back here to Akwesasne.
Oh my goodness.
The epicenter of the earthquake, they said, according to the news, not the Facebook news, but the actual news said our epicenter was, I think they said, on Frogtown Road. So a lot of people on Frogtown Road were just like, oh no, it wasn't me, I promise I didn't do nothing. So it was, like I said, everybody felt it, I guess, except for me. I must have a really good bed or something, but I didn't feel
You know what scares me about the earthquake? I mean, again, everybody's had earthquakes in the world, and Chile seems to have the most amount and the highest magnitudes of earthquakes. However, when you look at earthquakes happening in northern New York, it's rare. They were talking about Cornwall in 1944, a 5.7 earthquake they hit. It caused millions of dollars of damage, and they're predicting that another big earthquake could be coming here. That's kind of scary.
when.
Yes, yeah, well,
Well, we
definitely.
know when,
Did they say
Well, we need to kind of initiate or maybe educate on some emergency preparedness, because obviously jumping on social media is not going to keep us
We were
safe.
not prepared. I don't think any of us
definitely
were.
not. Yeah.
But it's also good to, raises awareness, to your point again, Fallon, that if something was to happen in and around Akwesasne as for a disaster, albeit like an earthquake or an ice storm again, I mean, where do people go? Where do people need to find out further information about their safety and kind of helping out other community members? And both MCA and the tribe do have areas where they can help out. There's people designated to help out.
Yep, MCA has an emergency preparedness and response team, and there are, I know for a fact, there's emergency preparedness response programs, and there's a plan that's laid out for both sides of the territory, the American and the Canadian side, and I do believe that plan is shared because we have a shared fire department. So that one plan, I believe it's one phone call or one button that they push, and whatever it is that they have alerts, you know, all of our emergency response teams. And you know, it's just like you said, but does the general average person know what that plan is? I don't. I can't.
Well,
clearly
that's
I
why
don't.
I guess that's why we're here now. We have Akwesasne TV, and it can, and we also have like CKON radio station as well. So, but we're just providing another avenue just in case something happens like this. So we can provide that type of information to the community for the elders, for the minors and kids around the area. But I mean, things are changing in this world, people.
Definitely.
Well, future programs, we might have someone from those departments come in and present that information, because people need to know, especially if you said there's upcoming earthquakes, or like it could have happened next week, it's going to happen next year. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
So when you think about earthquakes and you start thinking about climate, you start thinking about things that are happening in this earth right now. We're going through some unprecedented weather as well.
Oh,
we're sitting in mid-December.
I have sandals on.
And there's no snow on the ground.
Yes,
she has sandals on.
It's totally green.
She has sandals on.
I mean, I don't know if we're going to be looking
grass
towards
is growing.
Green Christmas, but I mean, there's a lot going on. We have El Nino, which is affecting our Atlantic Ocean. I mean, this is affecting climate not only in our region, but worldwide.
Globally.
Yes.
And I mean, the western seaboard, the western coast, I mean, they're going to have more rain, which is obviously going to help out with the droughts in California. But we're experiencing a very warm front that's affecting the Midwest all the way to the Northeast. A very mild winter.
Definitely.
Good, bad?
I could have saved some money. Well, if had I known this was going to happen the way it's going to lay out, I wouldn't have had to buy all of my children their ski suits, snow boots,
That's
so
true.
we could.
That's true.
I could have saved some money. However, a lot of businesses are going to gain some money because we have seasonal businesses that are going to be able to stay open for the winter season this year.
That's true.
Well, we already talked about some people, getting their golf clubs out and hitting the courses. That was just a couple days ago. We're mid-December, and people are talking about golfing.
And there's people wearing shorts. People are still in their summer stuff.
And you know what? I mean,
December 10th, 11th.
40s, 50 degrees anyway, so.
Well, we know.
So when we talk about climate change, I'm always one to always be into recycling or whatever. I'd like to be able to do on my part anything that I'm able to make sure that Earth is still here for our next generations. So I don't know if recycling is going to make a difference this day and age. If we maybe turn things around, renewable energy, solar panels.
Housing has this big solar panel initiative that was going on a couple weeks ago. I believe there was a deadline that they were reaching out to the community to come in and do all of this stuff, and they're trying to look into solar farming and all of that stuff. And like you said, renewable energy, different alternative forms of energy to light up our homes, because as very modern community, we use up a lot of electricity. Everything that we have, we're very plugged in to the world. So, we have to start looking at different things, because right now there's a climate summit going on in Paris addressing this very thing, because it's, like you said, it's worldwide. It's not just our territory. It's not just North America.
Right.
We're experiencing it across the world.
We're in this together.
Yeah, and again, we might have started with a conversation of a 3.6 magnitude earthquake hitting northern New York and what news it was to us, but there is a bigger picture that's out there. And just to what you said, Ryan, this climate forum that's basically happening in Paris, they're bringing together the Aboriginal tribes and awareness for the entire world to say there's something happening here. The polar ice caps are melting. The sea levels are rising. This has impact not only for us, regionally, nationally, but it's going to impact the entire world.
Yes.
And it's only a few years away. So when you look at the impacts hitting now, educate yourself. Get on the news and find out about this stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I like it.
Do your part. Are we going to be like the dinosaurs, or are we going to keep on moving?
I hope not.
That new dinosaur movie that's coming out now, I might want to see it before. You know,
I heard that New Dinosaur is really good.
All right, so at this point we're going to take it to another commercial break, but it's really good stuff because again we're bringing awareness to the community. So
Yeah.
good job.
Akwesasne Sports. We offer a full range of sports equipment for lacrosse, hockey, softball, and soccer. We provide customized stringing, lacrosse equipment, t-shirts, shorts, jerseys, and custom apparel. We carry wooden sticks, offer maximum edge skate sharpening, screen printing, and embroidering. We also carry traditional lacrosse, heads, shafts, t-shirts, shorts, and wooden lacrosse sticks. Akwesasne Sports. Open since 1998. Visit our store today.
Akwesasne Mini Mart, located at 155 State Route 37, offers everything you need for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which includes a variety of fresh meats, freshly cut Boar's Head products, glazier products, fresh fruit, and veggies. Stop in for the daily lunch special, soup of the day, hot foods, fresh subs, sandwiches, and wraps made to order. For your thirst quencher, they have soda, milk, beer, and wine, and much more. Akwesasne Mini Mart also carries toiletries, household necessities, and year-long seasonal items. Akwesasne Mini Mart, your local grocer in the heart of Akwesasne. Call 518-358-2137.
The Akwesasne Boys and Girls Club has been at the forefront of youth development for over 14 years, providing after-school services, GED, and summer programs. Our mission is to inspire and enable all young people, especially those who need us the most, to reach their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring citizens. For more information, contact us at 518-358-9911. We are located at 37 Roosevelt Town Road, Hogansburg, New York, 13655. Great futures start here.
All right, so welcome back, everybody, and we're going to roll right into our next topic, which is the holiday helpers.
Yeah, we were just talking about, the lack of snow, but that doesn't stop us from, giving back to the community and seeing that Christmas is just around the corner. Holidays is all about giving and sharing. Mm-hmm. So we actually have a new Holidays Helpers program that's out there. And we're really excited because it brings the community together to help out people within the community of Akwesasne and in and around Akwesasne.
Yeah, definitely. So it was, before it was known as the Akwesasne Mountain of Toys and the Akwesasne Basket Drive, so it's the same initiative. Mm-hmm. It's just new helpers taking over.
And I think the cool thing is that it's almost everybody, any type of person that lives and works and contributes to Akwesasne that is participating in the organization and the implementation of the program. We have tribal employees, we have MCA employees, and we also have community members who are actually coming together and bringing everything together. Because they didn't want to see this initiative die. Right. So everybody said, let's get together, let's keep this going because it's, like you said, beneficial to the community.
What's really exciting about it is, again, to what you're saying, is the community created this small committee that says, you know what, we're going to take on this big adventure, this journey to say, let's see if we can keep this going. And without hesitation, everyone's stepping up and coming forward. Mm-hmm. One of the coolest thing about it is in recent years they've had the holiday jail. And I've actually participated in that as well. And all the monies that are raised go right back into this funding for helping the community. It's significant. And we're not talking hundreds of dollars. We're talking about thousands of dollars. So every business within the community of Akwesasne, and even surrounding, they call in, they pledge amounts.
Yep.
I can personally say that people have paid money to keep me in the jail. So, I
came in and I said, "Here's 20. Keep him in there all day." So
right, and the casino's always a big proponent of that as well. And being one of the larger businesses in the community, I'm proud to say that I work there, but also have helped out. And with that, we also want to take this opportunity to welcome our brand new GM that has just recently hired, but from the St. Regis Mohawk tribe. Her name is Shannon Keel, and she comes to us from Colorado.
Wow.
She's young and progressive, and she's here to help our community keep moving forward. So we're really excited for her coming on board, and again, we welcome her.
Welcome.
all right, welcome.
So with that being said, that concludes our show for this evening. Now, for those of you that want to continue to check us out, we do have a Facebook page, we do have a website as well. There's always upcoming news and information that we want to hear about. So don't be shy to reach out to us, folks. We're Akwesasne Review, and we're here for you.
So we hope you enjoyed today's program.
And we'll see you again real soon.
Want to go ahead.